and welcome. Today I'm sharing a recipe for grain-free apple fritters the edited kitchen way. You can get the full recipe on editedkitchen.com, but I wanted to share a few tips and tricks for the recipe process. So we're going to start out with 2 apples. I chose a couple of red apples, a Fuji and a Red Delicious, because they're nice and neutral tasting, and you're just going to dice it up really fast like this. Just kidding, don't do that. So you're going to peel it, dice it up, put it in a bowl. It makes about 1.5 cups of apple cubes that you're going to use for your filling. Next, you're going to add 1/4 of a lemon. This will help with the oxidation and it will give it a nice syrupy base for your apple fritter filling. Say that 10 times fast. Then you're going to add 1/2 to a tablespoon of the sweetener of your choice. I use Lakanto monk fruit sweetener, which you can use as kind of a substitute for white sugar. And then I added a big teaspoon of cinnamon and about 1/2 teaspoon of nutmeg. Mixed it all up with my hands, they were clean. So you're going to mix the apple mixture and then microwave for 2 minutes, stirring after a minute and then popping it back in and heating for another minute. 2 minutes later, you have this nice softened apple mixture that's ready to go into your filling. So step 2, you're going to make your dough. This part is also pretty simple. You're just going to need a handful of ingredients. You're going to start by whisking together your dry ingredients. So you'll start with some almond flour, 1.5 cups. I have a 1.5 cup, which is nice and handy. And then add about 1/2 cup of tapioca flour. Then you're going to add some baking powder. This will kind of help with the rise. You're going to be frying it. You're not going to be baking it, but it helps a little bit. Then you're going to try not to forget your sweetener, which I did here. So you're going to add just a little bit of sweetener. I added a teaspoon of monk fruit, some cinnamon, however much you want. I like a lot of cinnamon. And then you're going to whisk it all together and get ready for your wet ingredients, which you'll do just about now. So you're going to start with some frozen or refrigerated butter. You're going to grate it like you would a biscuit dough or a pie dough. So just grate that 1/2 stick, which is about 4 tablespoons of salted butter, right into the dough, and then you can mix it with your hands. Make sure they're clean. You're going to kind of want to get that kind of pie crust, biscuity texture. If you've ever done a biscuit dough or a pie dough, that's what it will look like, relatively speaking. And then you're going to add some ice cold water. I have a ice cube in my water to make it nice and cold. Just make sure you don't throw the ice cube in, and then mix it with a spoon. And this will be a pretty wet dough, but it doesn't matter too much because you're going to be frying it. You're not going to be baking it or putting it in any kind of pan. Should be pretty easy to work with. Now we're just going to keep mixing it until it comes together pretty nicely, and then you'll add your apples. Here come the apples. So you'll want to drain this beforehand, but if there's still excess liquid, you can kind of drain as you go. I drained a little bit off and then drop the rest of it in. It'll be that nice softened apple mixture, cinnamon, sugary apple tastiness right into the dough. Okay, so then we want to start prepping our dough for the frying part. So I have some coconut oil here. It's just butter flavored coconut oil, which is a nice touch. And we're also going to use a measuring cup to drop the dough into the pan. It is a 1/4 cup, and I like to spray it with coconut oil so that the dough kind of easily releases and drops right into the pan. I do this with a lot of sticky doughs. And now we are almost ready for step 3, which is some fritter frying. Who's ready? Okay, so we have a bowl of dough, which we just mixed, and then we have a cast iron pan, which has been heating up over medium-high heat with some of that coconut oil in it. It'll start to bubble once it's ready to go. So now we're gonna drop in the dough into the fry pan and work pretty quickly. Not this quickly, but you get the picture. So you're just gonna make sure that each side is pretty crispy before you go on. But you'll wanna flip them a few times just so that they're not getting too brown on one side over the other. So you'll flip them a few times, and then once they're done, transfer them over to whatever kind of paper towel, paper plate kind of situation you have going on. I have a paper plate with some paper towels to drain that excess oil. And then to serve, you'll just want to add some powdered sugar and serve them warm, and you're good to go. There's the final product. If you want the full recipe, you can just check out editedkitchen.com and be sure to like, comment, and subscribe to the Edited Kitchen YouTube channel. Thanks, guys.